Hypnotic is one of the latest Ben Affleck's movie that's starring Alyssa Bergata and William Flincher. And this movie is an action thriller with a little bit of psychological because based on the premise of the movie and the events of what's happening, it all based on the power of hypnosis. So if you have watched the trailer for this film, you will see that Ben Affleck's character as this cop who is trying to find his daughter, and he seems that he runs into this kidnapper that knows his daughter's whereabouts, and it seems to be the ringleader and seems to have an issue with Ben Affleck's character, and he just goes on this venture trying to catch the guy, but the guy has the power of hypnosis. And the whole film, you think that this is going to be like a cop trying to chase the bad guy, but there's a huge twist towards the middle of the movie because what the trailer shows, it shows the beginning part of the movie. But in the middle of the movie, there's this huge twist that changed from what we have saw from the first half of the movie, but the whole idea of where's Ben Affleck's daughter still come into play. Now, throughout the film, Ben Affleck's character as the detective, I think he did a fine job with it. The only negative that I did find about his character was that it seems as if that he didn't want to be there because I understand that his role as a cop, as a stressed out cop who's just trying to look for his daughter, his tone is supposed to be like that, but it just feels or gave out the whole vibe of like he just didn't want to do this project anymore. It just seems as if that he was just bored and that he was just doing this because he signed a contract. Because throughout the whole movie, he just kind of had like this same tone or just same vibe because his face expression just screams, I don't want to be here. In half of the movie, he does have that tone, but then the other half of the movie, he does feel like a cop who is trying to find his daughter and who is stressed out and who's just trying to find some answers. And William Shatner as the main villain who has the power of hypnosis, he was very cool because he played as a character who is very calm, confident, but then when that confident goes and runs out because when certain things doesn't go his way, he played it actually well because he wasn't a type of person who was just like, yeah, I'm 100% confident. He was just a person who was always trying to find the next step when certain things doesn't go his way, especially at the moment. So it was just a very, very interesting way. But I feel like what's the harm of this film was the pacing because once you go into the explanation of hypnotics or hypnosis, especially when you're going full on with the hypnosis experience, when you're dealing with the illusions and how you gain people's like control or wiping people's minds, then you kind of need to have like a slower pace and try to explain it much better. And I think that's what makes the movie just fall apart because with the pacing of the movie is really fast. And also, too, when they explain the hypnotics of like the powers and everything else, it was just not consistent. And it just flat out just did not make any sense whatsoever because that was just something that the whole movie relied on. It relied on, yes, Ben Affleck's trying to find his daughter, but it also relied on the power of hypnosis, and which is a bummer because when they go full out with the hypnosis, because they go exception and Doctor Strange route when it came down to the illusion when reality's all bending down, which I do appreciate, they couldn't make the hypnotics laws or like the reasons be consistent or certain decisions that they're doing, it just didn't flat out make any sense. And that's kind of something that was just a bummer because if it was just like a regular movie and you took out the hypnosis aspect, then it would have been good. But once they added a hypnosis aspect and they made it into a short runtime, because an hour and 33 minutes and you're entering that aspect of hypnosis, this should have been like a 2 hour movie. I feel like they will have fleshed out the whole structure of hypnosis and how everything like will work in this universe will make sense and be consistent. But overall, like this movie does screams like a streaming movie like you can find on Netflix. And honestly, I feel like if you guys just watch it on Netflix, you will just pretty much will have a good time because this vibe just gives out like streaming service, not movie theater vibes. And honestly, I'll give this movie a 6 out of 10 because even though I was entertained, I just left the movie theater as in just like this is just not really that good, and especially towards the end because there is a mid-credit scene where it kind of like try to make you feel like this is going to be a sequel, and honestly, it's not. They should have just went it straight to streaming to Netflix, and then maybe they will have a sequel by then. But other than that, this thing went to the movie theaters and they didn't really do good marketing for this movie because apparently no one else didn't know about this movie, only like a handful of people. But yet, like, this movie wasn't really that good. And like I said, this movie could have been much better, but it just kind of just really just failed or did not hit the mark. But that's really okay because, a 6 out of 10 is an okay movie. I'll say just see it in like Netflix or any streaming platform that you will see, and that'll be it. But let me know down in the comment section how you guys feel about this movie. If you guys did watch this movie, did you guys like are planning on going to go see it? Let me know down in the comment section. And if you guys do like the video, please give it a like, subscribe, and remember, always be decent. This is Mr. Monotone, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And yeah, be safe.